Do you like wasting money? Guess not. So when you buy something, you want to get your money's worth, right? Same with our gadgets. I mean, you're not going to buy an overclockable CPU or DRAM without actually having the intention of getting a boost in your performance. And to that I'll say, you're welcome. Because in this video, I'll show you how easy it is to do exactly just that. What is up, good people? This is Jay, and in this video, we will be overclocking the XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM, test it out with a few of our games, and we'll see how awesome this RAM would be. Alright, so before we head on to the nitty-gritty, let's do a quick unboxing of the things that we'll use in this video. Starting with the star of the show, the XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM. In front of this shiny box, you can see a preview of the DRAM itself and a few infos about it. At the back is a more in-depth look about the DRAM specs. Now let's see what's inside. And we get the dual module XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM. Now, let's move on to the motherboard. Now, in this video, we will be using the MSI MEG Z690 Unify X motherboard, and as soon as we open the box, we'll be greeted by this amazing motherboard. Next, we get the usual papers, stickers, and the MSI emblem. This board also comes with a lot of things such as the standard cables, screws, controller unit, wireless antennas, USB flash drive for the utilities and drivers, motherboard stand, and a small cleaning brush. Now, time for us to get it on. As I've mentioned earlier, we will be installing our DRAM to the MSI MEG Z690 Unify X motherboard, and one of the neat things about this board is its overclocking capabilities. Now, I know the word overclocking can be daunting, especially if you're new to this, but actually, you don't even have to worry because our friends from MSI gave us the option to do that without even breaking a sweat. All you have to do is to go to your BIOS, and from there, we'll be presented with a lot of options to tinker with our setup. But since we will focus on overclocking our XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM, we will focus on that area. So the easiest way to do it is to click the XMP profile, but why settle if you can have more? Okay, so while in the BIOS, press F7 to go to the advanced options. Next, click the OC, then scroll down a bit until you see the memory triad option. Here, you'll be presented with presets that you can try to figure out and see the best preset for your setup. Now, for added info, the speed and clock latency of your RAM can be found at the packaging or at the back of it. And since we've already selected an XMP profile before, well, let's start at our XMP rating. Now, all we have to do is to choose the preset below that, then press F10 to save your settings. Reboot your PC, make sure that you boot into Windows, alright? We'll actually do this multiple times, each time selecting a preset higher than the one we've chosen before. Now, how do you know when to stop, you might ask? Well, you'll eventually reach a point where you won't be able to boot into Windows and the system will just keep on rebooting, or you'll be shown an error message and will be brought back to the BIOS. In our case, it happened around this area. Now, if you get to this point, just go back to the BIOS and select the previous memory triad preset that was able to boot into Windows successfully. Keep in mind that you shouldn't try and change any other settings when using memory triad option because it will do it for you automatically. Now, if in case you can't go into BIOS, don't worry because you just have to clear the CMOS, and with the board that we're using right now, it's literally a press of a button. Of course, to the advanced users that want to set everything manually, no problem, because you can also do that with the MSI MEG Z690 Unify X motherboard, because with it, you have the option to set the frequency, core voltage, timing configuration, and more. And now that that is out of the way, why don't we check out and see the side-by-side gaming performance with a stock and an overclocked DRAM. We've been using DDR4 memories for quite some time now, and now that we have a new kid on the block, how much of an improvement can we really get? Well, the XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM has increased and allocates more bandwidth per CPU, and it offers a much higher mega transfers per second. And we're not talking about a small jump here, as it can now deliver up to 6,000 mega transfers per second. Now, that is giving more than double of what the previous DDR4 can offer. The XPG LANCER also has a built-in power management IC or PMIC that doesn't just make it more efficient than the DDR4 by having a lower operating voltage, it also enhances power supply stability. Now, speaking of stability, well, actually, let's add reliability on top of that, because it has an on-die ECC or error-correcting code. Aside from it can greatly reduce the load on CPU calculations, it can also correct errors automatically in real time, making it perfect for those who value stability and reliability. And as discussed earlier, the XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM can be overclocked easily. With the right motherboard, of course, as it supports Intel XMP 3.0, giving us the option to get the performance boost without messing with the options too much. The build quality of the XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM can't be questioned as well, as it is made with high-quality ICs and PCBs. Of course, we can't forget about our swag, because aside from its performance, its RGB lighting is amazing as well, giving us the option to customize its effect using an RGB controlled software from all major motherboard brands. And now for the main question: how much? Well, you can get the dual module 32GB XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM set for only 15,499 pesos, or around $290 in the Philippines. One of the most common suggestions that we get when we're experiencing problems with our PC is to get more RAM, but that isn't always the solution. Understanding what it does and how it serves your purpose gives you a glimpse of the real reason as to why you need more RAM. Well, good thing we have our friends from XPG that provides us what we need. See, our PCs, just like us, can only do so much until we try and improve for the better. And that is it for our XPG LANCER DDR5 DRAM video, and since you are now equipped with the knowledge to get more out of your DRAM, use it and enjoy the benefits. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Again, my name is Jay, telling you to keep that smile, stay positive, and don't forget to rock on and rock hard.